Hello everybody, my name is Charlotte19 and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, and we are going to continue work on our voyage recreation. If I get bored I might switch to something else, but for now this is what we're gonna do today. We're gonna continue with this. Last time we worked on our mission module. Um we worked on our mission module, Endeavor. And now what we have to do is we have to work on our command service module, which is the name of that is Discovery. So let's hop into that real quick. So yeah, a couple of small stream updates. I've updated some things on the Discord. I've also finally gotten a Ko-Fi, so if you want to give me money for whatever reason, you can go ahead and do that. And the main reason why I decided to set it up, which is, and by the way, you don't have to donate at all. It's entirely optional. I'm not gonna push it because pushing it all the time just seems annoying and disingenuous and whatnot. And so it's there. If you want to give me money for whatever reason, go ahead. That money will go towards future stream upgrades, including a actual 3D model. Uh, but the main reason why I'm doing it is because yesterday was my last day at my job, and I'm going off to college in 2 weeks, and for the foreseeable next month or two, I will have no reliable source of income. I will survive off of the money that I have and my parents, which is fine, but I'm kind of freaking out over not having at least some money of my own. So I decided to set that up. And I'm also going to do some other things, like set up an eBay page for my model trains that I want to sell off. That'll all be fine and good. But this is what we did last time. We worked on the mission module. We basically rebuilt the mission module from scratch. And there's still a couple of things that I want to do left with the mission module, including that, offset the solar panels a bit more, because that's more accurate to Skylab, which is what this is uh, ostensibly based off of. And now the plan is we need to work on our command service module. Now time to work on our command service module, and we will go ahead and we will, well, first of all, let's get up picture, display capture of the old Apollo CSM, Apollo command service module. Here we go. And the one in the game, in the mission, is supposed to be a Block 5 CSM, which is supposed to be one for deep space. So, now, let's see, is there any... Oh, there's pictures of, like, deep space EVAs. But I know there were an ancient SLS render. I know there were some various proposals about how to equip a, modify a CSM for deep space operation, although most of those involve flyby. Well, that's neat. Apollo 15 Deep Space EVA. But this is what we're going for, just standard Apollo command service module. And that's a 200-part CSM. Yeah, no. Universal storage bays. But yeah, we will work on a command service module. Now, actually, hold up, because another interesting thing is, actually, there's a picture of it right there. The command service modules for Skylab were sort of interesting because they had white paint to deal with thermal issues. So that's a neat photo. Or painting. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. They had white paint, and even the ASTP one had white paint in order to protect with thermals. So, actually, here's a question. Do I already have a CSM? Center multi-body, 0 to 76. I think I have a CSM that's like... This is something, yeah, I kind of already have one, but this is just a shell of a CSM. It's not an actual... Doesn't actually have anything in it. This was just something I did and I put together for a nice little April or 4th of July thing. But this isn't a functional craft. So, in that case, I think we have to put together a proper CSM. So, what we're going to do is if I just pull up my pillows, my professional sound dampening devices are getting in the way. If I just look up CSM. Yeah, okay. And then, what is it called? The Wolfhound? Yeah. Obviously, we don't need a shroud for that. And I also want to put that on a separate stage. And then that's down there. Shroud on off part. Yeah, okay. So that's the bottom of the CSM. We're kind of building this backwards. It's not going to take too long. There are a couple of other things I want to add, obviously. I want to add, if you look on the CSM diagram, on the bottom of the service module, there really isn't much, but there is the high gain deep space antenna. So let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and put that on there. Thermal, electrical, communication. Okay. And then, yeah, one of these. And then it's supposed to extend out like that. So, something like that. And then, hold up, let me... Supposed to extend out forwards. So, something like that, actually. The deep space antenna on the back of the CSM, and then that retracts in like that, which actually works out perfectly fine. So remember, within the actual thing, a lot of the course correction maneuvers aren't actually... Okay, so in actual, like, Apollo to Mars or Venus flyby plans, once you got out of low Earth orbit and you got onto your interplanetary trajectory, most of the... They would modify the command service module to have a couple of smaller engines, and the course corrections would be done by the CSM. But within the book, because this is such a massive craft, and we're going to have to replicate this, the bottom of the S2 has... I think it says has engines based off of the Lunar Module Descent Engine, which basically just... which are used for course correction. Hello, Railfan105. Welcome in. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing rather well. So yeah, let me go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are you doing? You know what? I'm doing okay. I had a fine day. I went to Metro Fest, which is the DC Metro holds, like, they've been holding like special little event festival where you get to talk to people who work on the Metro, and they had a whole bunch of like track maintenance equipment out there, and the special like heritage bus that they have and all that. And that was all cool. So that was fun. But I also am sort of... Yesterday was my last day at my job, and I am sort of... I don't want to say panicking, probably isn't the right word, but like... because I no longer have my job, because I'm going off to school, I I don't have any consistent source of income for the next month or so, which is freaking me out after holding down a steady job for the past, like, 2 years, especially when I got things I need to save for and need to spend money on, like, food and whatnot. So, there we go. There's our spacecraft launch adapter. Other than that, I am okay. I've been pinged. Ah, okay. Someone I'm following streaming. No, it seems like a pretty reasonable thing to be worried about. Here's the thing. I have the money to survive the next month. Good luck finding another job. Here's the thing. I don't know how heavy exactly my workload at school is going to be. So I don't even know if it's a thing where it's like, oh, can I even, like, hold down a job that pays, like, more than peanuts? So I don't know. I just don't know yet. Alright, so this is gonna have so many stages, but let's go ahead and bring those up there. So that's our CSM, at least the body of the CSM. We actually need to put everything on the inside. So temporarily, I'm actually going to get rid of that shroud. Now, I want to do some quick research because someone is calling me. Be right back. Sorry about that. My dad was just calling me asking me if I wanted some pasta. So, the Skylab CSMs were a bit different from the ones that went to the moon. Obviously, there's a command service module orbiting the moon. That's on Apollo 15. The ones that went to Skylab that stayed in low Earth orbit were a bit different. In the fact that because these things weren't going to the moon, these versions of the command service module weren't going to moon. That is a horrible, like, compressed picture, but it gets the point across. These had extra batteries, extra maneuvering propellant for the RCS, reaction control system thrusters, as compared to the main engine, because, you know, you weren't going in and out of lunar orbit. And so I'd suspect that this would probably be similar. Oh, gotta go. Have a good night. Well, thank you for popping in, Ralph, and 105 you, and it was a short period of time. Let's see. Spacecraft subsystems. Spacecraft is almost identical. Semi-dormant will dock to the Skylab cluster. Okay, yeah. So that's what we're gonna have to do. So in that case, let me go back to KSP. And the first thing this is going to need fuel. So let's see. Argon fuel tank. That's a Falcon 9 fuel tank. Do we have... do we have... That's going to be too long. No. Okay. That has to go in the center. That's going in the center. So that connects down there, so it's all fine and good. And then I'm gonna top it off with an engine plate. Anything interesting happen while I was gone? Well, Falcon 9 had its return to flight yesterday. I did not, gonna be honest, I did not stay up for it because I needed to wake up early so I could actually go to Metrofest. But everything went well. Falcon 9 is back in service after only 15 days, which is quite remarkable. Now what we need is we need monoprop. Let me get rid of that. Yeah, we need monopropellant. That's gonna be good. Let's see. No. Let me put that right there, and then up. The dogs are barking upstairs, but that's okay. Attach node. Shroud. Disable staging. Okay. So there we go. And now what we also need is we need a whole bunch of batteries. Yeah, a whole bunch of batteries. Go ahead and just make that all white. Not like it matters, it's just for my my own sanity. Yes, we need a whole bunch of batteries. Okay. Yeah, so those have 400 electric charge each. That should be way more than enough. I'm gonna be honest. Way more than enough. And now, so we have the batteries. And now we need some fuel cells. These fuel cells will be CA fuel cell. That's neat. Those are like shuttle fuel cells, and that's a pallet for, it's like extended orbiter duration kit. We do need, I think in this, just 2 fuel cells. Because that is a bit loud. Pull up. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that isn't too loud. Okay, and now we need, well, we need to have the same sort of situation like we have in the MEM. The MEM is also fuel cell powered. If I go ahead and I find, the MEM also has 2 fuel cells. Yeah, something like that. And our nice little command service module, Discovery. And then multi-purpose. Well, that will, yeah, it's LH2 and oxidizer. So there we go. So that's the CSM. I don't know if they'd put like a sim bay on it, because the actual command service module on the last couple of missions, follow CSM sim bay, what was called the scientific instrument bay. And this is kind of a neat little aspect of it. Basically, it was part of the command module where you were orbiting the moon, and it was basically chock full of scientific instruments that you would have while orbiting the moon. I don't think they would really go with this during the actual Ares mission because, well, you have your mission module. If you want all your scientific experiments, you can just put them in the mission module. But it's still really cool to have. That's actually cool. That's a dipole antenna, a couple of instruments. That's a sub-satellite. You know, it'd actually be kind of cool. I know we have the Venus orbiters, and that's all fine, but it would actually be a bit cool to actually like try and model one of the research experiment packages, or one of the scientific packages on the outside. Experiment return unit, Delphi service module. That's quite big. Igloo, that's it's like a space lab module. Radial Science Junior, yeah, like what we could do. Well, that's rather big. Was it one of those parts that? Yeah, one of those parts. Remote telescope. Mystery goo. Experiment airlock. That's neat. Equipment storage unit. The magnetometer boom. That would be something cool to add. Screw it. We'll add the we'll add a magnetometer boom just because it's kind of cool. It's something else on the side of the spacecraft that we can add. That's quite neat. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, that actually isn't all that big in terms of an arm. Aries whip, save. Remote guidance unit. I'm also going to rotate the whole craft just a little bit so I can do that. Remote guidance unit. Rotate it back. Okay. There's our magnetometer boom. That's not strictly needed, but it's kind of cool to have more things sticking out of the side of the craft. Do we have anything else like that? Surface scanning module. That'd be kind of cool to have. Let's see. Yeah, and then what else? What else? Narrowband scanner. Oh, that's for like on the surface. Okay. Narrowband scanner. I don't think we can have the space to fit those because they're quite big instruments. But the magnetometer would be nice to have. Okay, so we have the fuel in there. We have thruster block. I'm actually gonna have start fuel cell. I'm gonna have those running while on the pad because you're gonna need those for a little bit until you actually you're gonna need those for the first day, 2 days or so, until you're in orbit where you can actually like open up the mission module or dock to the mission module and whatnot. Okay, small RCS thruster block. Let's see. All CSM Skylab. Okay. Let's see. Hmm. There we go. And we also need a flag. We also need a flag decal. Well, we need, let's see. For this, we need a United States decal, like, there. And then we need a flag decal, like, there. And then the flag, the scale of the flag of the text needs to be, like, relatively small on this. So something like that. Yeah, something like that. And then I am also going to put the name of the, that is going to be Discovery. And that's also going to be shrunk down to like that size. Okay. There we go. Excellent, excellent. So I think that's the actual service module done. Now we just need the actual command module itself, which should be easy. Mark III command pod. Part. Attachment to the root part. And auto strut. Root part. I'm just checking the auto struts for some of these. Okay, there we go. And then toggle flag, we'll turn the flag off. Control, inventory, and part. Where is it? RCS. Okay, RCS off. And now we just need a docking port. Those docking ports. And then we also need launch escape system. So there we go. We got a launch escape system. And what stage is that? That's in that stage. Launch escape system can go on top. Actually, it'd probably be better if we actually did what they... Oh, we also need a heat shield. Yeah, that might be important. Imagine I flew this entire mission and then I realized, oh wait, I don't have a heat shield at the end. That would be kind of scary, but cut the ablator in half. There we go. And I'm also going to represent the shroud on top. AE 1.25. And then that will go like that. And then let's see. Oh, this is going to be annoying to get to. There we go. Time shell deploy. Bearing off. What I can do is I can just... There we go. So there's the... hold up. There's the shroud, yeah. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. That's excellent right there. Of course, we're also going to need action groups. Well, we're also going to have to do action groups for this entire craft because it's a bit complicated. Oh yeah, we also need parachutes. That might be important. Now, on this, on the mem, so save, radial mount parachutes, right there, and then the drogues are right there. Actually, where did I put the drogues on the mem? That's a good question. Oh yeah, like right there. Okay. Yeah, something like right there. Okay, and now, well, those need to go up there. Ours. Okay, there we go. Save. Now we just need to adjust those parachutes. Yeah, like right there. Hmm. Guess I could put them right there, but that sort of blocks the view. Oh, okay. Down like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There are the parachutes. Okay, excellent, excellent. So there's the... Am I missing anything? Antenna? No. So there's the full-on Ares stack. And... there it is. And... so this is what the Saturn V-B is going to launch into orbit to meet up with the Ares orbital booster cluster. And then once they dock, they will head off to Mars. So... now... okay, so now we need to do action groups for this. we need to obviously do an abort action group. So that is activate engine, or come on. PD25 decoupler, decouple. So that will go, and then activate engine, undock node. And then once you're on orbit, well, fuel cells are already started, so those will continue to run until... Just trying to think, like, the order in which... Okay, so the next one is... stop fuel cell. Stop fuel cell. That goes ahead and deploys. And then those will disconnect. You'll toggle the doors on that. What you'll do is you will send the antenna. Then the boom. Those will... Then 3 will be extend solar panel, extend solar panel, extend solar panel. 4 is... Well, 4 is once you get to the... Oh, I also need to add life support into that. Although probably not much, considering that, you know, you only need a couple of hours of life support in there. Let's see. Start fuel cell. Start fuel cell. Those will engage. Is there anything else on the actual stack itself that we need to engage? Actually, yes. The RCS on the rover. Toggle RCS. Is there any other RCS? I think there is, but it's on that. And is that... Control RCS is disabled. Okay. I do want to disable... control. I do want to disable those to begin with, so we're not firing inside the actual craft itself. So, okay. So that should all be fine and good. Yeah, that should all be good. Anything else? Oh yeah, life support inside the CSM. And what's the total weight on this? 100 tons? Really? Okay. Tundra exploration. Life support. We only really need life support for, like, a couple of hours, if I'm gonna be honest. Because you only need enough life support to really, like, get up there and then come back down, really, at the end of the mission. But it's, like, not something major. We'll put 2 life support tanks, why not? And then, actually, at the... Can you toggle the life support? Oh yes, you can. Okay, we're gonna have to do that then. Part bridge attachment on, bridge attachment on. We're going to have to toggle the life support on in specific parts of the craft. Because you don't want to, you know, go through your mission and then all the life support and the frickin' CSM is used up at the end of the mission. Okay. I just... back down there. Yep. There we go. Okay. So... once you do that, I'll lock the life support. And then in here, resources flow, resources flow, resources flow, resources flow. Resources flow. And then once you toggle that, that will begin the life support tank resources flow. And that should be good. So yeah, that should work out. That is actually... I'm really liking how this is turning out, actually. Maybe... hold up. Maybe... have it look better. Spacecraft launch adapter. Could do that, yeah. Auto strut disabled. Auto strut root part. Okay. So, there we go. The first thing, it's a lot of crew space. Mark III command pod. No, we might as well go ahead and make the Kerbals now. Kerbals. Okay. I'd need to look up how to spell people's names. Because if you know, I am terrible at spelling. Okay, so... scientist, obviously, is going to be... Natalie York. Which, it's going to be Natalie York Kerman, but... the main character of the book. Yeah, okay. So Kerbal created. Excellent. And now we need Bill Stone, who's the commander of the mission. He is a pilot. Great Kerbal. And then Ralph Gershon, who's he's the pilot. Okay. And then he is a pilot. He's kind of stupid. Yeah. Okay. Great Kerbal. So there we go. We got the crew. I might have to modify their names and like wait, did I misspell Ralph? Yes, I did. Fuck. Oh well, we'll just have the Kerbals be for now, and then I can go back and do some chicanery to get their names right later. Okay. Go ahead. Cheats, set orbit. Gotta get that up. Launch. We're gonna cheat this thing into orbit to test it out to see how it works. We shall see. There we go. And of course it's loading in. Okay. Set orbit. Okay, so here we are in orbit now. We can turn on the lights. forgot I always do the port and starboard lights, because kind of a signature of all of my craft. Okay. There we go. And then what we do now is go ahead and deploy the fairing. We go ahead and we undock Discovery. And then Discovery has how much life support? Pretty large amount. Okay. Oh, fuck. The Kerbals aren't actually in Discovery. Where are they? Oh, they're in the MEM. Okay. Revert flight. Back to the spaceplane hangar. Okay. Yeah, they're in the MEM, which isn't great. They need to be in there. So save, launch. They need to be in the MEM. Okay. So, hold up. There we go. That orbit. Have the launch escape system go. Okay. Lights. Are they in the command module? Yes, they are. Go ahead. Deploy the fairing. Undock. See, how long will this last? 15 days? Yeah. Go ahead. Set as target. Turn the CSM around. Shrimple as. Go ahead and then redock with with the stack. Limit the RCS thrusters. Also gotta adjust. Gotta roll this because I want to make sure it's in the right. Both locked into the right position. Oh, that's sliding a whole bunch. There we go, we are docked. And now Action Group 3, or Action Group 2. Deploy out to the target angle. And then lock them in. There we go. So, yeah, there we go. Did the staging all fuck up? Oh well, we'll check in a moment. But, there we go. That is indeed how it is supposed to be. Okay, and now, I guess the next thing, the next test, is Deceptrons. Where are those? Okay, so the next thing is deploy that out. Go ahead and couple. Undock the mem. Oh, does the mem not have any? Oh no, the mem has crew. That. Pull forward. And then I just want to see if the mem keeps its staging. Oh no, it doesn't. Fuck. Okay. In that case... Oh, why did it toggle the flag back there? Okay. Oh yeah, it keeps its staging. Up. Okay, there we go. It keeps the staging. And, there's the mission module, which is basically just Skylab at this point. And then... Go ahead. You undock. You pull out. Oh, that goes away. Oh yeah, fuck. Okay, well we are going to have to fix that. And then there's no liquid fuel? Why not? It should be getting liquid fuel. That's stupid. I don't know why that's not getting liquid fuel. And obviously, yeah, that goes ahead. Okay, so. What we have to do is... So that all works. I guess the main question now is why isn't that getting liquid fuel? That should also go... like, up there. Oh yeah, those are the Sepatrons for that. Okay. I guess the main question is, why isn't that getting liquid fuel? Fuel delivery. Crowd. Do I need to... Would an easy way to do that would be... Would an easy way would that to remedy that just be like this? Yes, it would, actually. Okay. Well, that's easy in that case. Internal fuel duct. Okay, that actually works out rather well, and just as like a safety precaution, yeah, there we go. Just as like a safety precaution, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lock that up, so it doesn't. I'm going to lock that up so it doesn't affect anything. The fuel is based on the way that this is going. Yeah, okay. I could also just disable crossfeed on some of these. Oh yeah, I could just disable crossfeed. Disable crossfeed. Ampod. Pull up Clampetron, docking port, disable crossfeed, there we go. And that will allow me to just go back into that fuel tank and open it up. So there, it will only... it'll only flow to that now. And then that, -1, yeah. And then that's at 0. Okay, so that should work. Okay. Obvious part. That'll auto strut to the root part. Okay. So there we go. We got that done. Now the next step is... This is where things... So we got the actual, like, back done. I guess the next part is... The next part's going to be a bit tricky because we have to... So, okay, let me bring up what exactly I need to show. So actually, that is a... Well, that's cool. That's another sort of recreation of it. So this is the mission. As you can see, so far we got that top part done. We got that top part done. And then we got it up to here. So obviously you go ahead and you dock. And so that is the difficult part right there. We need to flip the mission module around, have it dock to the top of the S4, the MS4B stage right here. So that's the complicated maneuvering, and you also need to get that back. So that's complicated. That's complicated by the fact that the docking port up here is different from the docking port down there. So in that case, let's go ahead and if I bring in this, and then I just do MS IVB. And then what I do is I just the root part is shifted back to the instrument unit. Or hold up. All direct descent tanker. We never actually flew this full mission, by the way. Actually, it would be important to get the Apollo direct descent spacecraft. So if I just ditch that, and then delete the fairing, reroute to there, get rid of that, MS IVB. Okay, Ares Whip, here we go. Okay, yeah, that's another thing we have to do, which is we have to go into the CSM and turn off the flag. Do we have to do it here too, or did we already do that? We already did that. Okay. So open MS4B. Reroute. I don't know where that's... Where on the craft is that coming from? Coming from that engine plate, shroud, disable. Actually, it would be better if we just did this. Okay. And then, obviously, we're going to have to modify that a whole bunch in order to actually get it to work. I do think I am going to keep the... because you are pushing a Skylab around, I do think we are actually going to keep the dual J2s. Because those are supposed to be J2Xs, actually. So, how are we going to go about doing this, I guess is the question. The easy way would just be to do... Hold up. Can I lock in that docking port right there? And we are going to extend that out. The easy way to just have it do that, and then, and we can modify this, because, like, we don't need the Sepatrons. We still need the heavy bipropellant motors. Like, we don't need the refueling ports. Stuff like that. And then I'm also going to extend the tank out a little bit more. But, thing is, how do we actually get those to connect up? Because you have to remember, that has to redock itself. So, this has to that has to dock to the frickin' stage right there. And then it has to dock there. And then once that operation is done, it has to redock. Okay, here's an idea. Start off with, like, a really weird adapter. So you go in, you start off with that. That, like, stays attached, right? You basically just do something like that, right? Something really weird. But obviously that looks kind of fucking terrible, if I'm not gonna lie. That's 3 docking ports in a row, which might screw up some things. Actually, you know what? I think the easiest way, honestly, is, and it's kind of stupid, but no, because then we'd have to modify that, because you have to remember, that has to dock to there. Number 15, Baxter Kingfoot Lettuce. Hello, Spud. Welcome in. I'm currently trying... So we got this done, basically, and I'm trying to figure out... Because when you're in Mars orbit, you, like, disassemble the craft, basically, and you have to reassemble it. And I'm trying to figure out what would be the best way to go about doing that. Let's see. I don't want to have to take apart this thing again. So, Hey, another cheap views bot. Let me go ahead and just slash ban. There we go. Okay. Huh. Okay, so let's work through this. That docks to there. And then what happens is once you're in Mars orbit, you undock that. Then you dock to there. Cheap Fortnite funny is available at ebay.gov. Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of bot. So you need a docking port like that. And then you disconnect, and then you dock back up to that port. Because you have to remember that docking port, the mem takes that docking port with. So I'm trying to work through. So yeah, basically that. That's a massive docking port. Then in the middle, you know what? Let's try this. Let me go ahead, just remove that. Put that there temporarily. I am going to attach that to the root part. Let's go ahead and try that. I also am going to add, because does that have a battery? No, it doesn't. So I'm also, just for the sake of like this test, just gonna add a couple of solar panels on. Which actually, that is supposed to have the same solar panels as this. So, but we'll work on the MS4B once we get to it. The actual main part of the MS4B shouldn't take too long to actually function. Plus, I have to extend it out anyways. Okay. You want some complicated maneuvers? Because it's time for some complicated-ass maneuvers. If Kerbal Space Program would actually load. Come on, KSP. Stretch. Oh, okay. Hello, KSP? Gonna wobble like that initially, but we'll see. Okay. First thing, go ahead, jettison that. Second thing... Nope, I don't want to spin the Firecraft. Okay. Deploy. Turn on all the lights. Undock. Oh, fuck. They're in the... They're not even in the CSM again. You know what? There's an easy way to fix this. Hold up. Well, you can't leave if you're in the... Transfer crew. I'm not gonna too lazy to revert, so I'm just gonna do this the ancient way, which is... Hi, Jeb. Can you just float over to Discovery, please? Grab. Board. Okay. That I'm also going to have continue to point at prograde, because... Point forwards. Turn around. Got to adjust. Transposition and docking is just not hard to do. It's not a hard maneuver for me. If anyone's watching who hasn't rendezvous and docked before, this is probably your best way at... Why did I bounce off the fucking docking port? Apollo 14 moment? Okay, well... So... If you're first learning how to rendezvous and dock, in my opinion, the best way of doing it is doing something like that. Build a craft where you basically have... Build a maneuver vehicle, a vehicle with RCS that you can maneuver in, and then build like a target vehicle, launch them at once, and start by basically disconnecting them and trying to dock together in space. That's my first, and then slowly over time, like try and get more and more distant from your craft, and then try and re-rendezvous with it. Just slowly over time. That's what I would recommend doing. And then eventually you can, once you've done that enough, you can do it from the ground. Okay. If things go awry, I am going to want my crew in Manned Service Module and Discovery. So I am going to transfer them to Discovery. Okay. So we are in Mars orbit. Pretend we are in Mars orbit. Pretend we are in Mars orbit. We need to do the funky maneuver. And the funky maneuver involves undocking that, our MS-4B. Oh, does that not have... Okay, oh yeah, that doesn't have RC. Wait, no, those are bipropellant thrusters. What the fuck? Well, okay, just for the sake of the test. Infinite prop, infinite electricity. Okay. Also gonna go ahead. Aim camera. not the Grand. Undock. And that will just pop off. Which, back to the MS4B, which, I mean, you'll have the MS2 attached to the bottom of it as well. So that will stay like that. Let me actually target that, right? And I want to remain relatively close to the target. So have it point like that. That's obviously will go away. What I want now is we'll go ahead and we'll undock the CSM. CSM backs away just a little bit. We gotta have it back away. It's backed away from the CSM. That we can still... I need to put more things on that booster stack, but oh well. But go ahead. Roll from here. Go like that. Monopropellant +1. Okay. First thing I need to do is just slow my relative velocity. And now I just need to turn around. Oh, and of course we're going to go into the night while doing this because it's Kerbal Space Program, and of course you can't do a complicated docking in the daytime. Okay. Stop. I can use my RCS to help me. Okay. Now... we gotta slide down relative to the craft. Up. Actually, it might be better to do this orbital mode. Gotta take it no more than like 0.5 meters a second. Discovery's still up there. Okay, I'm gonna head out for a bit. Well, thank you for joining us, bud, even if it was only for 5 minutes. I know this is kind of sort of tedious docking, but this is what we have to do to recreate the mission, so... if I'm gonna be honest, it might take a few attempts to actually properly recreate the mission, but oh well. Okay. On the same plane, what we need to do now... switch to orbital mode. Yes, I can. We need to start burning that way. Right? This is difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Can we just... there's Discovery. There's the Ares stack. The mission module and the MEM. There's the docking port that we're going to leave in Mars orbit, because... Okay. Okay. Slowly coasting in. That, aim camera. Okay. Here we are. We're so close. Hopefully, sorry if the background noise, but, 2 meters a second. Still 2 meters a second, approaching very, very slowly. Okay, there we go. And docked. Okay, that's docked. Can I rotate this craft without having it wobbling all over the place? Yes, I can. Okay. And now... we can go and we can get Discovery, and we can... Discovery's just sort of been hanging out over here. We can go ahead and we can dock to one of the docking ports. Okay, excellent. And then we need to do that again, basically. Nope. Okay, pull up. Oh, somebody's doing something. Okay. Gotta slowly coast in. Gotta slow down. Okay. Now we need to go sideways. Gotta be very, very careful. As everything involving rendezvous is very, very careful. We also have to be careful not to hit the solar panels or the antenna. Okay. Still not entirely there yet. Nope. Okay. Slowly. Alright, that should be good. And now... orbital mode. Orbital mode might be better. Okay. Slow down. We still need to translate over a little bit, because the craft is sort of rotating. Okay. Alright, we we should be good now. Oh, nope, not entirely. Still gotta do that. Forwards. And we should be good. Up. Light bounce off the docking port again, but the docking ports in KSP are like magnets anyways, so. Okay. There. I don't know why we're... Well, I should have done retrograde. But there we are. So that has been... We've docked to that successfully. So that's actually rather nice. The next aspect of this is they'll transfer through the mission module back to... Transfer through the mission module back into the mem. And just for the sake of it, I'm just going to keep them in the mem. That goes ahead and deploys. That goes ahead and disconnects. And just for the sake of... Go ahead, undock the mem. That will go forward a little bit. Okay. And just for the sake of it, I'm just going to have the... Not the engine plate. Activate the engine. I'm just going to have the mem go into a different orbit. I'm not going to bother screwing around with it all that much. Although, in this case, what is it? 1, 2, 4? Yeah. Mem is just going to go into a different orbit. I'm not going to bother, screwing around with it. Okay, Mem is gone. Challenger is gone. Off to land on Mars. Now, what we need to do is... I don't know. Actually, no, we can do a full test. So yeah, fly that thing away. The next step is obviously to connect that. Say we go ahead, deploy the parachutes. There we go. Obviously, we're not going to need the rover, so decouple from it. I'll activate the engine. Oh, I just realized that there's no one in this damn thing. Oh, but we have RCS, so it's fine. Say we go ahead, ditch the fuel tanks. And then, yeah, leave the confetti. Leave the confetti out there. Oh yeah, this thing is super maneuverable, so. Also a bit hard to maneuver with the RCS, but oh well. We might need to swap out the RCS on the MEM for something a bit better. But I have, while we're coasting back to the Ares spacecraft, let me go ahead and check my texts. I am... Okay, so... Coast forward. Yeah, warp another minute over. To the, back to the Ares spacecraft. Slow down. Up all the cameras. Orbital cam. Okay, where is Ares? There it is. We need to go ahead. We need to dock back to the Ares, the bottom of the mission module. So let's go ahead. Hey, look, orbital sunrise. Let's go ahead. I need to dock this. Slow down. And then just hook back up to the spacecraft. Okay, there we go. So, that's all fine and good. Then what we do is we go ahead and we undock the MEM. The MEM goes and it, like, does its own funky thing. Well, at this point, it just deorbits itself, honestly. And then it, like, activates the seismometers or something. Why am I speeding up? I need to slow down. Goes ahead, deorbits itself around Mars. The seismometers that they leave on the ground are activated by that thing slamming into the surface. And now, well, we need to go ahead and undock Discovery again. Back the CSM out a little ways. Okay. There we go. Switch. Oh, that's Challenger. Switch back to Ares, and then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and we need to undock that. And then, oh, fuck, what do you do? Oh, well, actually, I need it to do that anyways, never mind. And then I'm also going to switch to the MS4B. And just... There we go. And, well, the MS4B has, like, no real docking capability in and of itself. That's Discovery, that's Challenger. Why can't I switch to anything now? I switch to... Just all these random bits floating in orbit. Okay, here we are. There we go, and then what we need to do now is, well, first of all, we need to undock that, and then we need to dock this back to the MS4B. I want to see how much Delta V that has at the end. Because, you have to remember, this actually has to get back to Kerbin. Well, the MS4B stage is only for injecting the spacecraft back into low Kerbin orbit. So I do actually need to check that. And even the spot itself is like a nice little space station. It's basically what it is. But, okay. But we don't want to... Oh, nope. We don't want to go that fast. We also don't want to, like, do our craft. A little bit. Oh, fuck. Oh. Well. Oh, well. There we go. So that's all back together. So that still works. And then if I actually activate those engines... What's delta V? Does it not say? What if I, like, put them in a separate stage? 800 meters a second of delta V. Let's just go ahead and just reduce that by, like, decoupling those. And we will have eaten through... There's Discovery. We will have eaten through most of our supplies anyway, so it won't be as bad. And actually, 800 meters a second is fine, because what you have to remember is that's for, that 800 meters a second is just to get back. That stage is just to get back into a high Kerbal or high Earth orbit that they then... that's just to get back into a high Kerbal orbit that they can then disconnect from it and come down. So that's what Ares should look like at the end. They'll use the MS-4B to inject themselves into a high Earth orbit, and then they will make their way back down. And then we also need to add, for that, we need to add probably just one. Actually, no, we can keep the two. I think the two would probably make more sense, but we need to add, like, little maneuvering engines on the sides, because the maneuvering engines on these stages are based off of the... I think I already said it before. They're supposed to be modified Apollo Ascent stage engines. So Schmidt's hammer throw isn't leaving my mind now. I saw you posted that, Spud. Yeah, it's fun. Like, what if he hit Gene Cernan? What would that be like? I don't know. But everything is going pretty well, actually. I have determined that I can actually do all of the weird maneuvers necessary to, I can do all the weird maneuvers I'm gonna have to do in Mars orbit. So that's cool. I'm just currently finishing up and docking Discovery back to the actual Ares stack. And then I think I might... It's the LM by accident, fucks it up badly enough they can't take off. I don't want to think about that. I really don't. Well, there we go. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. What the Ares stack is going to look like when it comes back to low Earth orbit. Or technically, it's a high Earth orbit. They inject into into an orbit that's sort of near the moon, but not, like, at the moon. How's the recreation going? Pretty good so far. I've done all my weird docking port system and all the weird docking maneuvers I need to do. I can do them. And I think I got a system. The next thing I need to do is I need to work on this stage, which is the MS2. But, and I can't revert the flight at this point either. So I think what I'm going to do is I actually have to do a manual re-entry. Because I can't revert the flight at this point. So it's like, yeah, fuck it. But, well, we'll do orbit. We'll bring these guys home. It'll be a nice test of my command module. The MS2 is basically just an S2 built for Mars. Yeah, pretty much. The main differences are, at least the way I interpreted it, is that they basically stretch all the Saturn stages, and then in the book it's the MS2, which is the injection stage. It gets you from Earth, low Earth orbit, to low Mars orbit, and then from low Mars orbit back to on your way back to Earth, and then it has the two external tanks, which are used to. That's basically the fuel for your initial trans-Mars injection burn. It's basically a stretched S2 with J2X's, or not J2X's, J2S's. Miranda would be happy, and a pair of lunar module descent engines for maneuvering, orbital maneuvering. And then the MS-4B is that's what gets you, because the actual Ares mission doesn't do a interplanetary reentry. What it does is the MS-4B puts you into a high Earth orbit, so like an orbit that's like out close to the moon, but it's not like within the lunar sphere of influence. And then at that point, you take your command service module, and then you come back down. So, and that's also stretched. That also has a J2X, or J2S, and a pair of lunar module descent engines for maneuvering too. So, those would be the next things we would have to build. So. So that's all fine and good. And then I think I'm actually gonna, after this, I might end the stream because I want to go upstairs and hang out with my family. So I want to do that. So okay. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll re-enter. So it's going pretty damn well so far, all things considered. I might take a little bit of a break from working on this project over the next couple of days. I might not, who knows. But I want to say we're over halfway done with the actual Ares spacecraft itself, which is nice. We still got to do a couple of things. We still got to actually finish the booster segment, which that shouldn't take too long. Then we also got to I gotta build my Saturn V-B. I gotta integrate all the payloads. I got to build the orbital assembly facility, which is it's basically just a bunch of struts and whatnot latched together, which help build out the craft. It isn't really elaborated on all that much in the book, actually, interestingly enough, but it is mentioned, so. I gotta do that. So it'll still be a while until we actually get to fly the full-on Ares mission, but we're getting quite close. And we're getting closer. We're getting there. We are. It's gonna be fun. Sorry, I was taking a sip of my water. Let me text my dad. I'm just telling him I'll be upstairs in like 15 minutes or so. So, yeah, this is going very, very good. Re-entering. Are we gonna... Oh, please don't fucking tell me. The bane of every Kerbal player trying to land a capsule at KSC ever. The fucking mountains. We're gonna land on K2. Well, we are slowing down, which is nice, although we are a bit of a steep re-entry, all things considered, but... Oh well. We can arm the drogues now, and those will pop out. Arm the mains, and then we'll slowly float down back to the surface of Kerbin. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna clean up all the miscellaneous fucking debris that I have on orbit, because it's a lot. I leave once more. Well, bye, Spud. I will talk to you later. Okay. Okay. Of course, we're gonna... Yeah, well, actually... No, we could have landed in a far worse location, if I'm gonna be honest. We could have landed, like, there. but we did not, so... Oh well. Man, I am tired. I'll probably go watch, like, eat some dinner and then do anything else, do a couple of other things, and then go to bed. But yes, this has been fun so far. The next step is the MS2. MS2 shouldn't be hard. MS4B is our next step. And then MS2 shouldn't be hard, and then the external tanks will be relatively easy. Actually, will they? Because those have to dock to the side of the MS2. Oh well. Slowly coasting down. But yes, next stream will probably not be tomorrow. I kind of want a bit of a break because I have been streaming a lot. I streamed a lot this week, for me. Even if some of the streams weren't necessarily the best, but but I'm gonna try and get the Railroader save back up and going, so we can do I'm gonna try and get the Railroader save back up and going so we can get back into JMPT, and then well, I don't like physics warping, but I'm fucking impatient, so I don't care. Yeah, we also need to get rid of that. Maybe we'll play another game. I don't know what. Maybe not. Maybe not. Who knows? Depends on how the week pans out. Might hop back into KSP. Might do... You know what? We could do a TF2 stream. Why not? We could play some TF2. But, not right now. But, let's cover our Kerbals then. DSM works. Yippee. Alright. Recover vessel. And now we have to check all of the fucking confetti that we left on orbit that I'm just going to instantly terminate. I guess we can take a look at the remnants of the Ares spacecraft, because I mean, what, the mission ends in late 1986? I think it's like November 1986 is when the mission wraps up. And that's in a high Earth orbit. So that is going to stay up there basically forever, unless the moon decides to fuck with it for whatever reason. And I always thought that it would be Ares... What is it? Ares Whip, orbiting Kerbin. I always thought it would be kind of an interesting, like, maybe like 30, 40 years later with the rise of private spaceflight, if that also happens in the timeline, you get a scenario where you get like a Jared Isaacman sort of figure who's like, you know, why don't we fund a mission to go and just check out the remnants of the Ares spacecraft in a high Kerbin orbit? That would be kind of cool. But yeah, this is it. You know, like, oh, what does a spacecraft that's left in high Earth orbit for 30 years, what does it do? What do it do? Okay. Yeah, oh well. I'll go back to the tracking station, and then, you know what? I'll delete everything. I'll do that after the stream. But thank you all for watching. Thank you, Spud. He was, or she was the only one who showed up today. And, yeah, I will be here not tomorrow, maybe Monday, maybe not, definitely not Tuesday. At the earliest Wednesday, or at the latest Wednesday. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Goodbye. Or Railfan105 also joined in. He also joined in. How could I forget? Sorry, Railfan105. I'm gonna go watch his, his Minecraft tutorial now, about building Cotton Belt E1. But, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.